We're officially over halfway through Maul Shadow Lord with episodes 5 and 6 called Inquisition and Night of the Hunted, and I was not expecting this.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
I love how the episodes of this show just start right where the previous one left off. Like with episode 5, just instantly the Empire comes in. There's this dread that everyone is fearing about the Empire. I seriously love the opening shot of the Star Destroyer above the planet, also with the alarm blaring in the background. It sent chills down my spine. It was amazing. But now with the Empire in control, there are some people who have an idea what that's like and they kind of know what they have to do. And there are other people who are a bit more naive and they're like, what is happening, and very clueless. So it was interesting to see everyone's reaction of like Lawson, how the police is getting taken over. Of course, the two Jedi who have to go into hiding, who try to flee the city, but they don't get out. How Maul somehow is evading them throughout all of it, but he seemed to have a plan for this. So yeah, it was interesting to see all the parties that we know interact with the occupation effectively. I also love the reveal of Marrok in this show, even though we knew that Inquisitors were going to show up at some point. I mean, the episode is literally called Inquisition, but to see Marrok now, way before he shows up in Ahsoka, is like interesting. Like, I'm just curious how that will develop, because we know that he appears decades later in another Star Wars property, so what will happen to him here? It's going to be a very interesting storyline to follow, I feel. It's also been apparent in the previous couple of episodes, but especially now with these two episodes, that Devon is very much getting towards the point where she is going to be Maul's apprentice. Of course, Maul is talking to Rook about the fact that he wants her as his apprentice, but Devon also is talking to Master Daki like, yeah, you know, I hate him, but he does have a point. It's like, yeah, Devon, we know, you're gonna end up with him. And I also love how Maul is planning for that moment at the end of the second episode that we got today, where it's like, yeah, you just know that he was setting all of this up. And I also really love the moment where Master Daki is trying to mind trick a TK trooper. He succeeds with that, but the other TK trooper is like, wait a moment, why did you let them go? And he's like, wait, And then Master Daki and Devon have to run. They have to go on the run. They can't exit the city, so, well, they end up with Lawson and Riley, and, well, I was very, very much expecting when Maul was practicing his lightsaber moves, because, well, of course he is trying out his new leg, for Marrok to jump him there. But instead, Marrok, despite looking around the place where Maul fought with the two Jedi, Marrok actually shows up at Lawson's place, where the two Jedi are at that point, and this surprised me. This completely caught me off guard. I had no idea that he was there. There was a part of me who actually thought that Maul would show up at the door, but then I was like, wait, why would he cut open the door? No, of course he's not cutting open the door. That's Marrok. And we get another awesome lightsaber fight in Lawson's place, who, by the way, needs to find a new home, because Lawson's place gets completely wrecked. Like, oh my god. And I'm very curious how that is going to develop, because Lawson, I was under the impression that he would be able to stay on Janix in his place, but no, that's also changing now. That dynamic is going to change now, because the way that the situation develops throughout this episode, where they need to go on the run and Lawson goes to a place where he thinks he might have a connection that can get him off planet, but no, that's also not working because the Empire is also there, and he gets separated from his son, and Daki gets separated from his Padawan. So the way that all develops, it just keeps going and going and going, and I'm like, I'm here for it. I want to see how this develops, because I want to see how essentially Devon gets separated from her master and gets with Maul, and now Riley is also going to be there with him. And I already predicted earlier in the season, Riley is going to be used as leverage against Lawson, and I'm very curious how that is going to play out. But the way that it all plays out, I think it's brilliant. Even though I was expecting parts of it, I was not expecting the way certain things played out. And I really love the fact that I can predict something early in a season and still be surprised in the moment when it actually happens. That is just good writing, I feel. One thing I'm also really curious about is that we see Riley contact his mother, Lawson's ex-wife, and she offers to help out. She's like, okay, maybe I can do something, but I am seriously curious how that is going to work out now that, well, Riley and Lawson are separated and both on the run, and it's like, how is that going to work out? Is the mother going to really come in for Riley and get her hands dirty and maybe go against the Empire? Or I'm very curious to see how that will develop, but that's definitely a storyline I'm going to look out for. One thing that also really surprised me was Devon's piloting skills, because Devon might not be the best with a lightsaber, but she piloted really well, and it was actually getting to the point where I was thinking, oh, she has actually shaken off all the gunships because the ones that were chasing her have crashed. But no, then they get shot down. And that was, again, subverting expectations. I was not aware that that would happen, even though I should have been aware of it. I should have paid attention. But, like, again, I feel that the writing of these episodes are so good that I was so invested, so involved, that my brain just shut off in terms of, like, what I could predict. And I was just very much in it. I was very much like, okay, just show me what you got. And yeah, by the time that they get shot down and that certain things happen, I was like, oh wow, that actually happened. That's cool. Someone who also probably wasn't expecting certain things to go the way that they did is Two Boots, because Two Boots is now starting to see how the Empire does things, and I don't think he likes one bit of it, especially the moment that he gets a warning about his boots. The fact that he has to change his boots, which probably he is named for, there's a shot lingering on his face, and you just see, okay, this is not going to sit well with him, and he needs to figure out his priorities. Is he going to go against his programming? Again, an interesting question that I can't wait to find out, but I really like to see how Two Boots is going to deal with this. Also, now that Lawson is a fugitive and he is wanted, like, okay. But yeah, towards the end of the episode, Devon is separated from her master and she needs to fight Marrok, and we see Devon is no match for Marrok. Of course, Marrok is better, but that's where Maul comes in. Maul was planning this all along, and I love how he's planning it, and he was just waiting for that right, perfect opportunity where Devon and Maul are fighting together against Marrok. And I also just love that at the end of the fight, Marrok is gone, and they still have their lightsabers on, and Maul's like, okay, I can deactivate my lightsaber. You're no threat. You're not going to do anything to me. We're good. And Devon is like, yeah, shit, he's right. I just love that. Like, you can see in Devon that she is very much turning towards Maul for all the good reasons. Like, at no point did Maul lie to her. Maul was pointing out everything that she needed to hear, but it's true. And Devon is very much coming around to that, so that was great. I can't wait to see how that is going to play out. And I also like how effectively this is going back to a quote from Rebels.
I am the enemy of your enemy now, and I have my own reasons for wanting the Empire to fall.
But the very final scene of the episode shows Marrok contacting his lord. Now, of course, we don't really see who that lord is. We don't hear a voice or anything, but it has to be Darth Vader. Or otherwise it's the Emperor. Either way, I was very much hoping to see something, but no, that's going to be saved until the next episode. But I can tell you, I cannot wait until the next episode. Of course, I will have to wait until next week, but man, am I going to be anticipating those next two episodes and the two after that. Oh my god, this show is so good. It's ridiculously good. I was cheering, I was getting goosebumps throughout these episodes. It's getting better and better. And that's about all I have to say. I'm done with my thoughts. I wonder, what do you have to say? Are you loving this or are you loving this? Because seriously, how can you not love this show? I feel like everyone has to love Maul Shadow Lord. It's getting so good. And I feel as good as it already is, it's only going to get better. So either way, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please leave a like on the video if you did, and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content. And of course, until the next time, may the Force be with you.